with vacuum cleaning or carpet cleaning or pest control.
Well, Chris was smart. He got an MP3 recorder and he just says it. You're the one who...
Well, I have a dictaphone now that I found in all my packing goods stuff. But anytime you see a truck that says, "How's my driving?" and there's a phone number you can call in, that would be a target, because whoever runs that company wants to know how that vehicle is behaving in traffic. And with the software you can actually see it. Speed, how fast they go, where they stop, and all that other stuff.
Actually, Nick's going to go over how to kind of approach all of those later on. But he says some more segments. Essentially, what we're focusing on is contractors. This is what we want. We want small business owners, even mid-sized business owners, successful ones. You know, ones that want to be more successful. That's what we want to focus on. That's what we want. That's the product that's ready right now. In fact, I'll go over into the product on the next slide here, I believe. So, yeah, we've got these are our three major products that we got out right now. Our ABL 100, 300, and the SOS 200. So this SOS is the personal tractor, the one you saw there. These two are primarily for vehicles. But what makes them unique and what we're allowed to do with them is that we're not just tracking the vehicle. For example, in my truck right now I have the 100. The 300 is the new one now that is better for bicycles or for motorbikes, for motorcycles, because it has internal antennas. But what they both have in common is that they both are able to monitor many things on the vehicle. So for example, I have a client now that is a carpet cleaner. And in his trucks, the vacuums are in the trucks. And they're attached. They're attached with the truck. So I can now monitor when the ignition's on, you know, when the vacuum is on or off. So now not only do they have a little geofence around their job so they know when their employee gets there, then they know when they turn on the vacuum. They know how long the vacuum's been on. So now when a client comes up to them and says, "Well, they were only here 5 minutes," I can say, "No, I know they were cleaning the carpet for at least a half hour. I got it right here." You know, so you don't have to sit there and try to go back and forth. And there's many uses for that. The plows that go up or down. On my truck, I can lock and unlock my doors. I also did that for the carpet cleaner. And even if it's not a power lock, we were able to make one door a power lock. Just go get an actuator and then put this on there. We can monitor the gas levels. For any company that gives out a gas card, there's a lot of employees that like to take advantage of that. So what we can do is you can see that the gas level was 3/4 full, and yet they filled up 20 gallons or whatever, and so you know they weren't using it either all on that truck or they were putting it somewhere else. And you can call them out on it, and you've got the proof of it. And that's a lot of companies want that kind of stuff. This one actually has two analogs.
And that's just with those devices. With using one device, you put one device in the truck.
Yes.
And it tracks the truck as well as the equipment.
Yes. These will track up to, I want to say, 5 to 6 items on the truck. As long as they have any kind of digital or signal. Like this has 2 analogs, this has 1 analog. And what I mean by analog is your gas gauge. Or if there's a temperature, any kind of thermometer in the vehicle, if there's like a refrigerator truck and you want to know what temperature that refrigerator is, we can track it and send it back.
So, do you mind me asking questions?
Yeah,
Or would you rather I wait?
Go ahead.
Do you have to pre-program it to all of these devices then? How's that work? You can't just put it in the truck and it works everything, right?
Well, you have to wire it to the truck.
Right,
you have to go in there and wire it to all the different things, and then we do the software. So we just ask, you know, what those are wired to, and we create the alerts. The alerts are already created. We have to customize it a little bit to the client, but other than that, it's like we've already built it.
Okay, who installs it in the truck?
Well, it depends. But right now we have an installer that goes out, and we're looking for more as well.
Okay.
But he goes out and does it, and that's typically separate.
Okay.
So then they pay that installer to do that.
But if you know anybody who could be an installer, if they've installed car stereos and stuff like that, would be the kind of person we would like to get in touch with and train to help expand our installation capacity.
So as you can see, though, that's what gives us that ability to go in somewhere and give them a customized solution. Because that gives us a whole lot more than just tracking it. Because just tracking it alone gives us the ability to see if they're speeding, gives us, you know, where and when they were. We can put geofences around somewhere to get alerts when something was there, or if it leaves an area when it's not supposed to, we can get alerted. All that is just with the GPS technology. But then add to that the monitoring technology. We can do all kinds of things where you can see if their seatbelt's on or off. You can check when the maintenance light comes on or off, so that you know when the truck needs maintenance. And really anything that has a signal that we can tap into, we can monitor. So there's a lot.
I just
of things
realized
that
I have a truck, a white Ford F-150 that Sam is driving. I need one of these on there as soon as possible.
Save your
I'm in the
plot,
city
buddy.
lot.
So you want to move the slides here real quick? So to kind of give you an idea of the price structure of these products, they're pretty simple. All three of these are going to be the same price. We got $375 and $40 a month for the monitoring. That's for the full-blown monitoring. Later on, when we get the asset recovery, there's going to be there's a different price structure for that particular product. And Henrik later on will go into what can be done with this price structure, with commission structures and all that. So there's actually some wiggle room that we give you guys leeway on. If you need to make a sale, there is actually leeway that you can get there. Although you shouldn't have to, because these products here retail at $600, and we're selling them at $375. So that's pretty simple, cut and dry. This $40 a month covers all the monitoring, everything tracking per month. We got a mapping so that they can, you can do different organizations and separate it. There's a search function in it. What our carpet cleaner client likes to do is that they have a set number of jobs every day. The assistant comes in every morning, does a search on the software, finds the address of each job, does a little point of interest geofence around it, and so now there's a point of interest on the map in every location. So as soon as somebody gets there, boom, somebody's there, and it tells them that somebody got to that job. Then you can check and see when the vacuum's on, all that. Not to mention if somebody calls in with an emergency, because they are 24/7 when it comes to emergencies, they actually can say, okay, type in the address and it will tell them which truck's closest. So they'll know which truck they want to send to it. So that gives them all that functionality, and all for $40 a month.
Question, is there like a dashboard for the actual customer so they can monitor that, or does your company
there's a dashboard where they take care of all that.
Nice.
They go and do that on their computer, and then from their computer they can lock and unlock the doors. They can do it so that, like, because how often does somebody lock their keys in the car? Usually you're not going to have the lock function. I do on my truck just to show it off, but but the unlock function is all you need, because it's locking the keys in the car is what they do. Although sometimes they want to be able to lock it just in case you got people who travel and maybe I want to make sure I've locked my truck, so I just send the lock signal to my truck. You can do that as well. So there's a lot of things that go into it. However, you are limited, because there are only, I want to say 5 digital and 1 analog here, and maybe 4 digital and 2 analog or something like that here that you're able to monitor and get into. So you are limited to the number of things that you can monitor on a truck, because you can only do so much. But usually that's more than enough. I've not run into anybody that needed more than that. I couldn't even think of enough stuff with my truck. I still got leftover stuff to plug in. So. Okay, next slide. I think
You want to touch on where it's produced and why it's not produced in the U.S., because we keep getting the question, where is this manufactured, and why not here in the U.S.?
Well, you can't produce these in the U.S. It's just that people, you can't produce this stuff in the U.S. anymore. It just costs too much. So everything with these small little electronics are all manufactured overseas. Some companies will manufacture and assemble here. There's no really assembly that goes into these, so you can't really do that. We are in the future hoping to actually develop robots to develop these here in the States, and then we will be able to hire some people in the States to actually do development here. But that's not for a while. But right now it's in China, but it also gives us a huge leg up that way, because we're getting it straight from the manufacturer. We actually have the ability to sell to other GPS companies, because we get it cheaper than they do in most cases. In fact, the major distributors here in the States, I found them through their manufacturers. So when I talk to them, I know what price they're getting. I know everything, because that's how I found them. So it gives us a huge leg up that way. We also have the ability, and later on we will be working on the actual nav units like Garmin's and TomToms and that stuff that integrate with these. And these already have the ability to integrate with them. But we will have the ability to get those manufactured ourselves as well. Those will actually be done in Mexico, though, not in China. So, well, I'll actually let Nick take over here soon too. But we will be providing promotional materials. There are things we're doing. We've created some brochures. We've got all kinds of just product-specific data sheets and specification sheets. I've built a cost benefits worksheet that allows you to sit down in front of them if you want to create a presentation before you walk in there. You can put in there how much time you think they're wasting, how many